There's a really troubling trend spreading all over social media right now. It involves these viral videos of the Quran that on the surface look beautiful. They sound so professional, but they're hiding a very, very serious danger. Today, we're going to uncover exactly what that is.
So let me ask you a question that might honestly feel a little shocking to even think about. But if you listen to Quran recitations online, it's a question you absolutely have to ask, because there's a growing chance that what you're hearing isn't what you think it is.
Okay, so let's dive right into this. We've seen this huge explosion of Quran content that's been specifically engineered to go viral. And you've seen them, right? They're slick, they have incredible production value, and they rack up millions and millions of views. But here's the problem. Many of them are deeply, fundamentally flawed.
So what's the issue here? Well, a lot of this content is made for virality, not for accuracy. They might be using AI to generate or tweak the audio, or they'll feature a reciter who has a beautiful, captivating voice, but has absolutely zero training in the precise, complex rules for reciting the Quran correctly. It's all about getting more clicks, not about getting it right.
And I want to be super clear about this. If you've been watching these videos, it's not your fault. You're probably watching them with the best of intentions, right? You want to connect with the Quran. But the social media algorithms don't know the difference. They just see engagement, and they push this flawed content right to the top of your feed.
So you might be thinking, okay, but why is this such a big deal? Well, because when it comes to the Quran, precision is everything. This isn't just any book. Every single letter, every vowel, every sound has to be pronounced with absolute care, because even a tiny mistake can have massive, meaning-altering consequences.
There's a whole science dedicated to this, and it's called tajweed. Think of it as the rule book for proper Quranic pronunciation. It ensures that the words of Allah are recited exactly as they were revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It's the framework that has protected the text for centuries, and it's what these viral videos are so often completely ignoring.
And again, this isn't about some small stylistic preference or a minor difference in accent. We're talking about a single mispronounced sound that can flip a word's meaning into something completely different, sometimes even the total opposite of what it's supposed to mean.
To show you just how serious this can get, let's break down an actual example from a viral video. And this isn't some tiny clip nobody saw. No, this is content that's been viewed by hundreds of thousands of people. Just look at this. The scale is mind-boggling. In just 1 month, a single video filled with major errors was watched over 300,000 times. Just think about that. How many people might be trying to learn or memorize or just connect with their faith using this totally incorrect source? The potential for damage is just enormous. Okay, so in the video, a verse that's supposed to contain one of the beautiful names of Allah was recited incorrectly. The reciter said melatita. Now, in Arabic, the word melatita means a hairless man. You heard that right. One simple sound change took a divine attribute and turned it into something completely random and mundane. So what should the word have been? Maliki. It means the master or the king. You can see how huge that difference is. The mistake isn't just a simple mispronunciation, it's a complete corruption of the sacred meaning itself. It's a big deal. And according to Islamic scholars, this is not a small slip-up. It's a major, major mistake. To recite the Quran in a way that warps the meaning like this is actually considered haram, which means it's impermissible. The act itself is a violation of the sanctity of the text. So the big question is, how does a mistake this bad even get made, let alone spread to hundreds of thousands of people? Well, it usually comes down to a business model called content farming. And the motive here has very little to do with faith and everything to do with getting clicks. The formula they use is pretty consistent. You grab some AI-generated audio, or maybe you hire someone with a nice voice but no actual qualifications, then you focus everything on creating a beautiful, catchy melody, and you completely ignore the rules of tajweed. Sometimes you'll even see them pair it with really weird, distracting visuals like animated avatars. The goal is simple: pump out as much content as you can to get views, subscribers, and ad money. Accuracy isn't even on the radar. And look, this is a powerful message for anyone creating this kind of content. Even if you think you have good intentions, if your work ends up distorting the Quran or spreading these kinds of errors, you are doing far, far more harm than good. It's a huge responsibility, and frankly, a lot of these channels are failing to meet it. So you're faced with this flood of bad content online. What can you actually do about it? Well, the good news is you absolutely can protect yourself. It's all about becoming a more discerning, more educated listener. So here's your game plan. First, train your ear. Start listening for precision, not just a pretty melody or a fancy studio reverb. Second, always verify the source. Is this reciter a known, qualified, certified teacher? Stick to channels from reputable Islamic organizations. And third, and this is the most empowering one, start learning the basics of tajweed yourself. You don't have to become an expert overnight, but you'll be amazed how quickly you can start spotting the really obvious errors.
Ultimately, the biggest takeaway is this: knowledge is your best line of defense. The more you learn about what proper recitation is supposed to sound like, the harder it's going to be for these low-quality farmed videos to fool you. The solution isn't to stop listening, it's to start listening with more awareness. And that leaves us with a much bigger question to think about, doesn't it? As artificial intelligence gets more and more powerful and easier for anyone to use, this challenge of protecting the authenticity of secret knowledge is only going to get bigger. It's a responsibility that really falls on all of us, creators and consumers, to always prioritize truth over trends.